Hey there, it's Fabienne, and today let's talk about competition for a second. People ask me all the time, Fabienne, do you look at your competition? Should I be looking at my competition? How much should I be looking at my competition? And should I be looking if it triggers me? And I have two things to say about the subject. First, I don't look at what you might consider my competition as my competition. The way that I look at life is that there's plenty for everybody. And there are plenty of good people out there who do something similar than I do, but they don't do it as I'd like to think at all like I do it. So we each have our way of doing things. And I like to remove the energy of competition from the question and just call them my colleagues, other people in my industry. So one, just a little friendly reminder that the more you look at it as competition, the more you might look at life as a zero-sum game, in the sense of if they've got clients, if they've got money, if they've got social media space, then that might mean that you can't have it. And that's not true. That's not the way the universe works. So there's that. The second thing I would say to you, and actually I'll share a story with you, is recently I was working on developing my new personal growth and development program, the one that has nothing to do with business, called Bold Heart Life. And as I was many, many months ago looking at what could I include in the program, I started thinking, well, how do other people deliver their programs of personal growth and development? And I went and looked at what some people would call my competition, which of course they're not, because I have my way of doing things, my things to teach, my way of delivering my brilliance in a way that people wanted. And I looked at 5, 6 other people. I went to their websites. I looked at how they market. I looked at how much they charge. And I made an assessment. I like that idea. I'm totally never doing that. Don't like the way they're doing that. Interesting, but not sure if it's for me. Yes, totally love that. The idea was to fact find briefly before I went into I don't look at anybody else again. So my theory is, and this might not be your theory, but my theory is I don't look at anybody else, at least not for the long term, unless I'm looking for a very specific purpose just to get some information, and then I stop. Why do I stop? Well, for 2 reasons. The first one is I'm a highly influenceable person. Highly influenced? You know what I mean. Meaning, if I spend too much time listening to somebody else's language, I might, without knowing, pick up their language, pick up their isms, pick up their way of doing things. And I want to stay an individual. I want to stay true to me. And I also want to honor them by not copying what they're doing. So that's reason number 1. And reason number 2 why I don't long-term look at really what anybody in my space is doing is because I just know myself. I can be triggered by people very easily. And I know it's odd to share that with you, but maybe you too have been triggered by other people in the past, where you get to compare yourself with others or vice versa. Like, oh, he's doing that, she's doing that. Oh, maybe I need to be doing that. Why are they doing this better than me? And you might look at some people and say, but I thought you had it all figured out. Behind the scenes, and I've met a lot of people who are doing really well in business, they still get triggered too. And so for those reasons, I choose not to look at other people. I choose to create and innovate on my own and just not look at anybody else unless I'm doing a little bit of research. So I hope that's useful for you in terms of, should I look at the competition? Totally up to you. Everybody's got their way of doing it. But when I share this with the self-employed women who work with us, they feel relief in knowing that they don't actually have to look at the competition. That's my inspiration for you for today. Sending you all my love. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.